you. Yeah, thank you, Ivan and Epic for inviting me to this event. And I'm very happy to present what we do here. So you might know Focuslight already as a laser company, and recently Focuslight has extended um, our activities. So we actually have now two locations in Switzerland, one in Zurich and one in Neuchâtel still. Of course, we have several facilities and manufacturing sites in China with our headquarters in Xi'an. And in Dongguan is mostly the backend processing. And recently we also acquired Heptagon, which is also now in Singapore. So having said that, so we are having now these four pillars basically in our company. So the one is what we call photon generation. This is assembly and stacking and building of submodules for lasers. So we're making a lot of laser pre-packaged lasers that can as modules, as submodules that then become crucial parts in bigger systems. Then what we call photon control is everything that has to do with micro-optics and optics in general. So we we design our optics ourselves that can be then combined with the lasers, but we also sell that, of course, separately. So each of these columns is an individual business unit or business for us. Then we do complete solutions, mostly for the semiconductor industry. So we make alignment lasers for the how do you say, for the annealing in the display industry. And last but not least is our new column. It's the what we call the global Photonics Foundry, where we offer foundry services based on imprint technology and vacuum injection molding. So here we build complete micro optics. So for example, we make little stacked micro lenses, so all wafer level optics that are very interesting and competitive to classical injection plastic molding lenses. So we this goes into eye tracking and systems like this. So this is a commercial foundry with super high volume for consumer applications. Also, what we do there is our automotive lighting. So we are also in automotive lighting, headlamps, and also in the so-called welcome or light carpet that you see sometimes for projectors. What do we do for this industry that we're targeting today or looking at today? So silicon photonics. So similar to the previous slides or previous presentations we saw. So we also offer a complete design work, and we're very happy to hear now that quantum dot lasers don't need an isolate anymore. That makes everything much easier. So we do microlens designs. So we design the microlens. So what is blue here, that's our part. What's gray, that we typically take from the client. And then we find the best possible solution. We also do tolerance simulation, and then we go into manufacturing. So we're also, like the previous two speakers, we are also wafer level. We do wafer level optics. And so we work on a wafer and make little polymer half spheres on there that are then by an etching technology transferred into the substrate. So in the end, you have a monolithic micro-optical element. Like here, this is a monolithic silicon lens. So, and then we dice to the size that the client needs. Yeah, we saw that already before in the keynote. I just want to mention, so this is the big thing now, the AI clusters, but there's a lot still going on in the classical data center technology and the telecom industry. As a matter of fact, so there was recently a presentation from Siena where they showed how they actually going into the edge now to 2 to 10 kilometers. That's very new. That means now you can even get coherent optics, coherent pluggable transceivers at the edge of the data center. They're not going inside the data centers, but this is being discussed as well. But they're already getting very close, which is a completely new thing, especially for 800G LR and ZR. Okay. similar as before in the keynote, the new players now in DATACOM. So if you would have looked at this configuration for data, telecom, and consumer a few years ago, it was completely different. So it's now very dominated by the Asian market in datacom, where telecom is still classically spread across the globe. Now Inolum, Coherent, and Source Photonics, Jabil, they're all Eoptolink, they all produce heavily in Asia. So this is where we are focusing, obviously, now our market on. And the volumes are mind-blowing, huh? We all heard that several times already. So what do we do in this domain again? So we do for fibers, we do the coupling lasers, the coupling lenses, and also for the lasers, we do the coupling optics for the collimation here. So we do either fused silica lenses that are then index matched to the typical glass fiber or single mode fiber, and the silicon lens is better for high numerical apertures, PICs or laser diodes. So when you have a mode field here of between 1 and 6 microns, which is typically, so lasers are typically with 1 and 3 microns, and PICs are typically between 3 and 8 microns. So we can have silicon lenses that can handle these high numerical divergence, numerical aperture and divergence. So what we can do here is also making arrays, so that are then CTE matched to the PIC. So if you have a PIC with up to 16 channels, we see now 16 to 20 channels coming more and more often. For the 800 gig, 1.6 tera, we see 20 channels now coming. And that's where you need silicon microlens arrays that are CTE matched to the PIC. Yeah, I might just mention that we are going from free space now into silicon photonics. So we still have a lot of requests here for the 400, 200, and 400G. It's still going. So it's not because 800G and 1.6 tera is coming that the 400G and 200G are not there anymore. There's still a lot of demand for this. And we make typically these microlens arrays for the collimation. So these can either be singlets or arrays. But the trend is very important going now to make the multiplexers and the modulators in silicon photonics. It's also nicely explained in the keynote. So that means you need optics here to either couple the light to a detector, but typically what's more often the case, it's laser to PIC coupling or PIC to fiber coupling. So this is how our micro optics are used then. So you have some type of PIC with a lot of functionality here, and then we make different types of microlens designs and shapes and form factors that are then adapted to what the clients need. So we are again here on the laser diode side. We help the clients with the design. We get all the input information, and then we do the refocusing optics here for the laser diode. Sometimes these are very high NA systems. You have very large angles here of 60 degrees or so. And then on the other side of the PIC, typically there is a pluggable connector. So you want to have a collimation lens. So we do that as well. And then we also do the lenses that go in front of the single mode fiber. So we offer these 3 lenses, and we are able to do to help you here to find the best solution. So what the new development is when you have an edge emitter, so people kind of step away from the grading coupler now these days for different reasons. So there's a lot of silicon nitride now, spot size converters available, and also you want to go broadband. And for this, we offer this solution now with the microprism. So we have this little integrated lens with the prism and this vertical sidewall, then that you can basically attach to the end of your PIC, and then you use some off-the-shelf single mode fiber connector. So I can either collimate here or generate a certain beam diameter according to what you want. But what is more coming now, and we saw it also earlier today, is you have, when you make a PIC, you typically have some type of trench here already. And then what we're working on now, actually already with one foundry, we're working on the what we call the drop-in microprism. So you can push this micro prism inside this trench. So we co-designed that with a PIC manufacturer, and where we then can directly collimate the beam that comes out here. And what we see more and more often, nicely that we saw this pattern already before. So we're also quoting this pattern from TSMC. What TSMC is offering now, this co-packaged optics for 200 G per line, where you have a PIC and then you have some type of silicon carrier. The light goes through the back of the silicon carrier. There's some type of integrated lens there. And then what happens actually here, the light comes out as a very well-defined angle. And we see that now more and more often from all types of clients, where TSMC is basically defining the optical interface that comes above. So most of our optics that we design these days are to match what TSMC is doing here. So TSMC offers some type of output here, and we do an equivalent output for other silicon photonics systems, or we just design the optical collimator that's based on the TSMC design. So we are very flexible. So what we do there exactly is either we have these, you have some type of TIR mirror inside or grating coupler inside the PIC, and we do some matching optics here. So you have a collimated beam that comes out either vertical or at the angle, or we offer micro optics that you can attach to the backside to your silicon photonics device, and then we also do the fiber coupling here. So we are very flexible with what type of micro lenses we offer. So we have these backside cavities that are actually used as a beam expansion. So that means we have a mix between air and silicon here to get a certain collimated beam size here. So you can have a very thin silicon piece. So if space becomes rare these days in these transceivers, they want to get smaller and thinner, especially when you have to pack or stack two WDMs in there. So that means you have very little space. So by combining the expansion in air and silicon, we can make these nice trenches on the backside. So this is how it looks like then in reality. So you have some type of PIC or APD here. Then we do the silicon microlens that is then recessed, and people then put on microprisms, sometimes with the integrated, more or less assembled, pre-assembled isolator, and then couple into single mode fiber. So we see that quite often here, this type of configuration. And what is a little bit newer, what we're working now on, are these diffractive optical lenses that are, how do you say, they are fully off axis typically. They are fully flat. They are high fill factor, and they're fully integrated into the silicon slab. And then you can use that for an optical phase array. So this is typically for some type of free space optics, let's say for LiDAR applications or free space communication. So we see that now more and more often, and we're already working on this with different clients. So they come with their grating coupler output, and then we match our lenses. And the nice thing with this diffractive optical lenses, each lens can be different. So you can really generate some output field here, and each lens goes all the way to the edge, so there's no gaps between the lenses. So it's very versatile. So this is a summary again of what we can do. So we can offer these single lenses, these recessed lenses for the assembling with the prism, or we do all these different features here that help you to assemble and for your vision systems, and the prism lens. And also we offer a gold tin coating, very thin, actually less than 3 micrometer thin. So these are not electroplated. These are very thin layers that keep the alignment very well in the Z-axis. And that's all from my side. Thank you.